This is Fearlessly Fertile. Loves, I am absolutely delighted to be here with you this week as we begin a brand new podcast series called The New Rules of Fertility Success. Over the past 12 plus years of coaching women to fertility success and having lived my own 7-year journey, I have had the good fortune, honor, and frankly, blessing of being by the side of so many women all over the world as they make their way to the place where they are actually seeing their dream come to fruition of being a mom. It would be an insane understatement to say, I know some shit, but it's one thing to know some shit. And it's another to begin teaching that shit in a way that signals a real change, because the rules of fertility success, they're changing. And you can see it in the way that women are moving through their fertility journey. Women who are successful and wanting both an incredible career and a family life, and that return to femininity that's being signaled everywhere. How women are beginning to synthesize that and create an entirely new set of rules on their fertility journey. Having sat alongside some extraordinary women over the past 12 plus years, I thought it would be a real service to this community to begin to break down what are the new rules of fertility. How are emotionally intelligent, smart women approaching this journey now? Because the wheels of the old machine are falling off. They are being exposed for the very limited, lack-oriented belief system that they are built on. Women today who are demanding more than just very masculine measures of success want a life, love, family, connection, community, and a sense of purpose that is beyond their profession are demanding more. So the rules about the fertility journey and what's going to make you successful are changing. We are stepping into an evolved perception of what the fertility journey is, how we can live it, and what we can expect from the professionals around us. We are also no longer tolerating the idea that we have to do this in isolation, and that somehow receiving and asking for help is a signal of weakness. Over the past couple months, we've talked about the power of community, the real biological impact it can have. We've also talked about a shifting identity and how seeing yourself as somehow less than or not fertile, that has got to change. In order for you to create the kind of success that you want on this journey, it's no longer about achieving. It really is about becoming. This episode is an initiation into that process. I love this for you. I love this for me because we are allowed to evolve on this journey. And frankly, in our lives, if we are not evolving, if we are not taking a look at the rules, and asking ourselves if those apply to us anymore, then we are stagnant. We are going to be stuck in an old system that just doesn't work. 2026 is about letting the old rules fall away and beginning to think critically about what is truly going to work for us moving forward and shaping a fertility journey that is not rooted in lack, scarcity, time pressures, shame, jealousy, or endless doing. This is a truth that is going to take women from being cautionary tales into success stories. If you look at the nature of these old rules, they are rooted in a masculine paradigm of limitation. The old rules say, the white coats know everything. Don't ask for too much. Age is the primary factor. Your circumstances are fixed. It's too late. What you want or doing it your way is selfish or stupid. An older mom is less of a mom. Failure is final. And conceiving is entirely scientific. These old rules presuppose that the longing in your heart is ridiculous, inconvenient, or not sensible because what it might cost, how long it might take, and a litany of what we've been taught is logic and reason. You can see the deception that's happening. It absolutely ignores the innate knowing and the innate desire that we have as women to pursue heart-based things like having our family, having joy, having more than just our career to define ourselves. We have to stop allowing the old masculine limitation-oriented rules around fertility to continue to knock us off track. When I refer to masculine structure, I'm not talking about men. I'm talking about about the structure that is all around the fertility world that is rooted in can't. If we're honest with ourselves, there is more that's being discussed about what can't be done. If you think about the last interactions you've had with the fertility world, let's be honest, unless you're talking to somebody very special, it's all about how time's up on your fertility. It's all about your history of failure. It's all about what can't be done. There is very little discussion about possibility. A feminine approach to your fertility is far more expansive than white papers, than statistics, than manipulated studies that, we at this point in time, 2026, we all need to be a little bit skeptical of, okay? Critical thinking, ladies. We all know that there are success stories that abound. If you have any doubt about that, all you have to do is look back over the 364 previous episodes of this podcast, cherry pick the stories of women who just inexplicably beat the fertility odds, or people will call it spontaneous pregnancies. How about she was fucking right? Her heart was right. She was right. And she believed bigger than anything that the masculine structure around fertility offered her. That's why I'm calling this an initiation. This is an invitation for you to begin stepping into a new set of rules that are more at the pace and tempo of wise, intelligent, heart-led women. The new rules around fertility sound like you're not too old. It's not too late. You are not too fucked up. You are not too much. Let's find a way. Faith is critical. Your femininity is essential. Force is weak. Receptivity is queen. You don't have to do this alone. You aren't wrong for wanting this. All of that is about possibility. It's about openness. It's about curiosity. It's about adventure. It's about joy. It's about understanding that science only catches up much later to what we know in our hearts as women. We don't need 10,000 studies to show us that what you consistently hold in your mind, you create in your reality. And that if you consistently ruminate over negative shit, it has an impact on your body. The new rules of fertility respect the mind-body connection. We are no longer buying the lie that stress has nothing to do with what's going on in your body. We are no longer buying the ridiculous diminishment of what we know to be true in our hearts, that if we feel out of alignment, if our vibration is low, and if we are depleted in our energy, that somehow has nothing to do with our fertility. We are not just a pile of organs. This is an invitation for you to say, I am no longer going to be living by the old rules that are rooted in limitation. I am going to decide where I go from this point forward. I am not going to allow my past to be used against me. I only want to focus on possibility. I realize that when we start talking about new rules, it means that we have to get out of old thought patterns. But you came to the Fearlessly Fertile podcast. This is all about fertility mindset strategy, because we understand that everything about your fertility success starts between your ears. Way before you're worrying about follicle count, your diet, everything else. Your success on this journey begins and ends with you. Your success on the fertility journey is going to be rooted in your thoughts and beliefs, because that is what's controlling your choices and your actions. Are the rules that we're living by going to usher us to success? What have they led us to up to this point that takes all of us, our heart, our mind, our body, and our spirit into consideration? There is more happening, and the new rules of fertility take those into account. Those of you that are like, yep, I'm ready for a new set of rules, are going to see over the coming weeks why these new rules not only have insane efficacy, but are on time for a woman who is wise, a woman who is curious, and a woman who is no longer available to be bullied from the masculine in a process that is inherently feminine. Wise women are going to allow themselves to say, you know what? I want what she got. And they're going to be listening closely, because what you're going to be learning over the coming weeks is going to represent a massive opportunity for you to truly exhale and give you a chance to experience your fertility journey with more joy, with more certainty, with more clarity, and dare I say, freaking fun. Now that you have been initiated into this process and you're beginning to ask the question about what these new rules might be, we have to start one step before that. I want you to take a piece of paper or a page in your journal and ask yourself, what are the current rules by which I am living my fertility journey? I want you to write anything that comes to mind down. Are you living by the idea that if I don't have a baby by the time I'm 45, I'm fucked? Or, hey, I can only spend $50,000 on this because anything over $50,000 is fucking crazy. Or I can only go to a fertility specialist that's within 1 hour of my home. Or if I don't have a baby in the next 2 years, then it's over. We create rules based on our fear. We can be living by rules that we've never actually challenged. We've never questioned the efficacy of them or the foundation of them and why they actually fit into the uniqueness of our own lives. If you, up to this point, have worshiped at the altar of statistics and you're putting yourself in a position, well, if this only gives me a 15% chance, then I won't do that. Without ever wondering, hey, do those statistics actually apply to me? You have to start thinking critically about this and ask yourself, could these new rules afford me opportunities that up to this point, because I've been focused on everyone else's rules and not asking myself about my own, that new opportunities, new chances that maybe you've completely blown off could be opened up to you? Are you telling yourself that your diet has to be super strict? Are you telling yourself that everyone in a white coat knows better than you? Are you telling yourself IVF is the only way, except for you've desired to conceive naturally and you've never really given yourself a chance? What are the current rules that you're living by on your fertility journey? No shame, no blame, none of that. Just become aware of what they are. Because over the coming weeks, as I walk you through the new rules of fertility success, I want you to see the contrast between the old rules and the new rules that women that are creating insane success are living by. Now, the second piece of this is, what is it going to cost you to stay there? What is it costing you to stay in a place where you're worshiping at the altar of statistics that are possibly 20 or 30 years old? What is it costing you to stay stuck in a place that says, I can't ask for XYZ? Or if I ask, then I'm a bossy woman, or I'm asking for too much, or people won't like me. There's a litany of rules that we are quietly living by on this journey that could be stealing not only opportunities from us, but keeping us out of a place of awesome expectation. And it's draining our energy. So this journey feels like crap, instead of being on the road to making your dream of being a mom come true. That's what happens when we're living by rules that no longer serve us. Write down your list. What are the rules that you are living by? And what is it costing you to stay stuck? And if you want my help in getting unstuck on this journey, if you want to learn the new rules and live by the new rules of the fertility journey, what's actually making women successful in 2026 and beyond, go to my website, www.frommaybe2baby.com, and apply for an interview there. For those of you that know that 2026 is your year, you also have to know that if your mind and body are not lined up, if you do not have a strong fertility mindset strategy, you want to take advantage of every opportunity you can on this journey and not be in a place where you're continuing to keep the old pattern alive. There's a new role for you, baby, and the title is mom. Go to my website, www.frommaybe2baby.com. Till next time, change your mindset, change your results.
Love this episode of the Fearlessly Fertile podcast? Subscribe now and leave an awesome review. Remember, the desire in your heart to be a mom is there because it was meant for you. When it comes to your dreams, keep saying hell yes.